What's up, Coach Crafts crew? Keto diets. Everybody's hearing about keto, keto this, keto that. You know, you have your one meal a day, your OMAD diets, your fasting, all these different things that come into play. But I know keto is something really big, and I don't mind keto. I think it's great. You know, if it works for you, fantastic. If it doesn't work for you, try something else. But here's something that you really need to focus on keto, and this is what I want to break down. We have three different energy sources that we can burn. First one is proteins. Second one is sugars and carbohydrates. Third one is fat, right? Keto really focuses on fat. So I want to break this down. When do we burn proteins? We burn proteins when we don't eat enough. When our body goes into a state of what we call a catabolic state, right? Where it starts consuming its own nutrients because it goes, fat's disgusting, I don't want to eat fat. I want to eat the muscle because there's a lot of nutrients in here. That's when you burn proteins. So make sure that your caloric intake is above what your BMR is, your basal metabolic rate, right? So make sure that your calories are above that. That's when you burn proteins. You don't want to burn proteins. Then you burn sugars and carbs. When do we do that? Coming as a football athlete, we got 2 days going on right now. That's when you're high intensity. That's when your heart rate goes usually above about 120, 130. It's when you go into your anabolic state, your anaerobic state. You're getting your VO2 max, you're hitting it.
Oh, hello.
And you're really pressing. That's when your body says, okay, I'm gonna burn more calories, but I'm gonna burn less fat. What is it that you really want? Do you want to burn sugars and carbs? Or do you want to burn fat? A lot of us want to burn fat, but we're sitting here working out really hard to burn sugars and carbs, and then we're depleting our body of sugars and carbs, right? So if you're working out, I believe there is a place for sugars and carbs, because if you're depleting that fuel system, right, your glycogen storages, if you're depleting your glycogen storages, what do we need to do? We need to immediately get those glycogens back into the body, get the glucose back into the body, and that's where you'll see post-workout shakes, right? They have a lot of carbohydrates, good sugars, right? That's where you want a lot of sugar, and you can have sugar immediately after your workout. So it's get those good sugars and good carbohydrates back in the body so your body can replenish itself after a kick-ass workout. Just like these guys are doing out there in 2 days when it's 100 degrees outside. Guess what? They're losing 4 to 6 pounds of water, right? Of nutrients in that hour to 2 hour workout that they're doing. And we always had a weigh every day. But what do we really want to do is we want to focus on fat. That's what most of us want to focus on, right? Not necessarily the athletes. The athletes are going to drink the Gatorades. The athletes are going to have higher sugars because they need that, because they're burning, right? That basal metabolic rate, everything is nice and high. The VO2 max is up there. That's where they're really burning sugars and carbs. But if you're burning fats, that's where keto comes in. If you're burning fats, fat is our easiest accessible energy source. What does that mean? Right now, if you're sitting here watching this, you and I are burning fat for fuel. So that's the whole idea of keto is let's be like a locomotive, right? And just kind of burn, stoke that fire, just keep it burning, have the coals burning all day long. And that's a great thing about keto. What you can't do with keto though is have those high intensity workouts burning sugars and carbs, because your body is smarter than that. So the great thing, and the guys that you see on keto, those are the ones that are gonna run ultra type of marathons. They're going to keep their heart rate at a certain level, and they focus on everything so that way they can utilize fat for fuel. That's what we all want, especially if you're doing the ketos. You really want to eat fat to lose fat, right? Because if fat is the easiest accessible energy source, well, you want to keep your workouts a little bit lower in intensity. Right? You don't want to go high intensity for a long time, because that's when you're going to be burning sugars and carbs. We want to keep it low intensity so that we can have that slow, low burn, and we can just have the muscle melting this fat away. And as that fat goes, you're going to be peeing it out, pooping it out, spitting it out, sweating it out. You're going to get the fat out of your body, right? You're going to really flush everything. And that's where you're going to see yourself trim. So just make sure you're working out as a keto workout if you're on a keto diet. If you're not on a keto diet, or if you are on a keto diet, you don't want to be hitting these peaks for too long, right? So just make sure that everything stays into play. On a keto workout, you want to keep everything nice and slow burn, riding a bike, walking, a light jog, but just continually moving, so that way we can really burn that fat. So if you're on keto, burn the fat. if you're not on keto and you're really wanting to build muscle and you're really wanting to kick butt, you're really wanting to go out there, that's where we want our sugars and carbs, because if we're having those high intensity workouts, that's where we're gonna be burning sugars and carbs. So understand where you're at. If you have any questions, hit me up. We can talk about what's specifically for you. That's what I love doing here in the clinic, is that we can see your basal metabolic rate. We can do body composition tests. We can do blood tests. We can really figure out what's going on in you, not a popular diet, not the paleos, the ketos, the South Beaches. We can figure out what's happening with you in your body. We can see the difference, and we can utilize science to be your best friend. So if you want to get healthier, you want to get better, hit me up. Coach Crafts, get your mind right.